Once upon a time, there was a boy named Ping who lived in a village that sat next to a big castle. Now, in this castle lived an emperor, and the emperor called all the children from all the many villages in the kingdom to come to the castle. So they all came, including Ping. And that day the emperor said, I am an old man, and I have nobody to pass the kingdom on to. So I am going to give each one of you a seed today. And in this seed, I would like you to plant it and care for it. And then in a year from now, I would like you to bring back whatever you grow, whatever you produce, and whoever pleases me, they will be the next emperor. Well, King was so excited, so he went home and he planted his seed and he watered it and he put it in front of the sunlight in the window, and nothing grew. So he's like, no problem. He took the seed out, he got rid of the dirt, he went up to the mountain, got this beautiful dirt up in the mountain, this beautiful soil, and he planted it, and he got some spring water, and he watered it, and he changed the light to make sure that this is the best sunlight he could possibly provide for this seed. And nothing grew. And he started to worry because all his friends in the village had all these seeds, and they were gorgeous plants were sprouting all over. And he's like, what's wrong with me? But you know what? He kept trying. Well, you know what? Nothing grew. So time came where he was supposed to go back to the castle. And he's like, Father, what can I do? I have an empty pot. I can't go. All my friends have beautiful foliage to take to the emperor, and I have an empty pot. And his father said, did you do your best? And Ping said, I did everything I could. And the father said, then you take your empty pot with pride. So Ping picked up his pot and he took it the day that was appointed, and he said, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to stand in the way back. I'm going to be in the last row. And he saw all the beautiful plants and trees and flowers and everything. And he's like, there is no way that the emperor is going to get to the back line. He'll pick something before he gets back there. So that was his plan. Well, as he stood back there, all the children started to laugh and snicker and point at him and say, look at Ping, he has an empty pot. He couldn't grow anything. What's his problem? And Ping started to get so embarrassed. And they started laughing and pointing at him. And Ping started to get hot tears in his eyes and on his face. And he's like, oh my goodness, I'm so embarrassed to be such a failure. But there was no getting out at this point because the emperor walked in and he started looking at all the foliage, and he'd go down from one line to the next, and he kept going, and he stopped and smelled a flower sometimes and look at a tree. He even stopped and listened to a songbird that was singing in the nest of one of the bushes. But he kept going. Well, Ping was mortified, and the closer he got, the more Ping started to cry, and he was just like, I am so embarrassed, how can I do this? And soon the emperor was standing in front of him, and he looked down at him and he said, why do you dishonor me with empty pot? And Ping said, I am so sorry, I did everything I could, and nothing would grow. And this is what I have to offer. And the emperor said, that is right. And he turned to all the other children and he said, last year when I handed out those seeds, every seed had been baked at such a high temperature, there is no way that anything could grow from it. I don't know where you got your seeds that grew all these beautiful plants, but it's not the seed I gave you. I was looking for the one person that would be able to see, put the work into it, see no results, and have enough courage to stand before me and say, I have an empty pot. And then the emperor said, everyone please bow to the next emperor, Emperor Ping. It's not what we produce. It's the journey in which we go through to try to produce something. If we fail, let's hold our empty pots with pride and say, I had the courage to say I failed, but I tried.